Alright, mega love shoutout. Good afternoon, Mabsat. To, pakinggan naman natin si Joel Chua, Mabsat. Isa sa mga prosecutor ng impeachment ni Sara.
On hot copy is a member.
Wait lang. Pabilisan natin. Playback. Baka makopyright tayo. Tapos, palitin lang natin, Mabsat, ha. Alam niyo naman, ABS-CBN pa rin yung ANC. Kaya, nagka-copyright po sila. Tapos, syempre, palitin lang natin. Ang importante, naririnig natin si Joel Chua. Alright. Maraming salamat, Jollibee in Paris, 224. Salamat. Mga DD-shit yung mga yan, BBM, bangag na sinasabi nyo. Nakakapaw. Alright, tuloy. Here we go. Play.
Of the House Prosecution Panel, Manila 3rd District Representative Joel Chua. Good morning to you, sir.
Hi, good morning, Karen, and to the rest of your televiewers.
All right. Has the House been outsmarted?
In what way?
All right. Some have said that the House has been outsmarted. Right now, the camp of Vice President Sara Duterte, they filed the answer ad cotelam on the last day, the 10th day of the deadline, which ensures that it will go to the 20th Congress.
Well, the Vice President has until Monday to submit its answer. So it is still within the rules, and we have another 5 days, non-extendable period of five days to file our reply. So nasa rules naman po yan eh. So there is no reason to be worried.
Because you do have some critics already saying that the Senate, sitting as an impeachment court led by Senate President Francis Escudero, has actually, they've contributed to delaying tactics for the trial and actually moves it to the 20th Congress.
You know, Karen, since June 2, if you will recall, we were supposed to appear before the Senate, and then it was moved to June 11. So, since June 2 pa lang, nung ito i-move na nila, there has already been speculation. But of course, we will always, we do not want to speculate, no? So we will try to submit to the wisdom of the impeachment court dahil ayaw naman natin na makipag-away sa mga senator judges.
Okay. Now, the Senate President has described the House as, the House prosecutors as stubborn. I'm sure you've seen that. No? Pinapahirapan nyo daw. You're making it difficult.
We're not, alam mo Karen, this is not about the House and the Senate. Kami naman, as much as possible, we try to, even though there are some legal questions when it comes to the acts of the Senate, but in as much as we want to, let's say, question their acts, we're trying to follow their orders or their whatever their kung anong orders ang gusto nila. So in fact, we just submitted our submission attaching there with the resolution of the House of Representatives. So wala naman. This is not about us eh. Hindi naman po kami kalaban ng Senado. We're just trying to be cautious. In fact, pati nga din tong defense, if you will notice, when they file their answer, it is not simply answer. Meron pang nakalagay na ad cautelam. So parang, in effect, they're trying to question the jurisdiction of the Senate Impeachment Court. So kami naman, we're just trying to be cautious.
Okay. Now, the first order of the Senate, of the impeachment court, was for the House to certify that it did not violate the one-year rule in the filing of the impeachment complaint. Nagawa niyo na po yun.
Tama.
Yes.
Gawa na yun.
Did you publish?
By submitting the submission, we attach there with the resolution.
Oo. Pero may requirement pa to publish.
No, we do not believe that there is a need for publication because this is not a law. Ano lang po to eh, resolution lang po to na which is not a legislative matter. So this is not, and besides the acts of Congress, in fact, there has been an argument if there is a need for us to submit this to the Senate because the act of Congress is already a judicial notice. Diba? So when we pass this resolution, parang ano na yun eh, parang notice to the whole world na yan eh. So, but still, we submitted it to the impeachment court.
Okay, no, you submitted a certification, but then the Senate impeachment, the spokesperson on Head Start said you need to publish. Did you publish?
We beg to disagree to the opinion of the Senate spokesperson.
But then what would happen? You may have the Senate President saying you're making things difficult. Parang hindi na lang kayo sumunod.
Hindi naman po ito batas eh. Hindi naman po certification na po ito.
Okay, so you will not publish. Is that correct?
Well, if they will require us, then siguro pag-uusapan din namin, di ba? Para matapos na.
Because they are requiring you to publish.
We will tackle if that is if there is a need for the publication.
All right. Number two is the Senate President himself has said that the 20th Congress has to set the date of the trial, and the House prosecutors of the 20th Congress has to first accept the impeachment case again. They have to recognize it and accept it.
Karen, we believe that this is the Senate is a continuing body insofar as the impeachment court is concerned. Yung 20th Congress, iba po yun eh. Iba po yung impeachment court. But still, we will try to reason out by filing our motion to set the pre-trial date.
Do you believe that there are moves to actually delay the trial or even dismiss it?
Karen, I do not want to speculate because under the rules of the Senate, they should exercise political neutrality.
Tama.
So to dismiss the impeachment complaint outright without even conducting a trial is, I believe, not within the bounds of the impeachment court. Why? Because under the Constitution, they should try and decide. So wala naman po nakalagay doon na to dismiss it outright without even, kumbaga parang to determine the probable cause. Kasi that is the job of the prosecution to prosecute and to determine if there is a basis for impeachment. So nasa amin po yun. Kami po yung nag-act as fiscal. So sila naman po as impeachment court, ang trabaho po nila under the Constitution is to try.
Okay.
Now,
I wanted to ask you, incoming Representative Laila De Lima in a tweet just said this. She said it seems that the Senate President has his own version of the 1987
Sabi niya dito, may Cheese Escudero version of may cheese version na talaga sa 1987 Constitution. Ibang-iba sa original, sabi ni Laila De Lima. Okay, tuloy.
Constitution, given his interpretations of it, saying that the impeachment can be dismissed by a majority vote. Because the Senate President himself said recently, the powers of the impeachment court are limitless. They can do what they want. So that would mean acquit, convict, or dismiss. And just now, the Senate President must have implied that they can dismiss it by a majority vote.
Well, with all due respect to the Senate President, the power is limited.
Loko po,
The
limited.
power is limited.
Hindi unlimited.
And, the power is the power that is given to them by the Constitution. So yung mga nakalagay lang sa Constitution, yun lang po yung power. And that is to try. So siguro, Karen, medyo I do not want to argue with the Senate President considering that he will act as the senator judge. In as much as we want to respect the decision and to submit to the jurisdiction of the impeachment court, syempre tayo naman, we will do all the necessary steps to argue or to reason out to the senator judges.
Okay, so what you're saying essentially is dismissal is not an option.
That is, I believe, not within the power of the impeachment court.
But then he did cite the 1987 Constitution, and the exact quote is, the Senate shall have the sole power to try, wait, and decide, decide all cases of impeachment.
Yes.
So let's say it's a majority vote to dismiss. Isn't that a part of trying it?
Without trying?
No.
Without first allowing the prosecution to lay down its evidence? So how can you decide?
Okay, so your question is how could you decide? But then there's another factor that's ongoing. The Ombudsman is conducting a preliminary investigation at this point on the confidential funds of the Vice President. So first, do you believe the Ombudsman has jurisdiction to conduct an investigation?
Well, insofar as, because there are several respondents, no? Insofar as the respondent, the vice president, I submit that the ombudsman should first await the outcome of the impeachment before acting on the respondent vice president. But insofar as the other respondents in the committee report, I believe the ombudsman can proceed with its investigation.
So your spokesperson, the House spokesperson, has asked this question. Is this the ombudsman's final act of helping the vice president? Do you believe this investigation? Because the ombudsman is retiring in July. You know, Attorney Laila De Lima has questioned the timing, right? The timing of the investigation. She says too early, too late, both. She claims there's no jurisdiction because she's an impeachable official. There is a trial ongoing in effect, right?
Yes.
The
Yes.
court is in session. So what do you make of the ombudsman's actions?
I do not want to make a presumption.
Magnolia
Oops, taraan tayo.
So let's just wait for the ombudsman. Baka mamaya naman although we are a little bit surprised about the swift action of the ombudsman, considering that the timeline, no, is very parang we only submitted the committee report on June 10 before the plenary, and then on June 16 the ombudsman received the committee report, not the complaint, just the committee report, without the necessary attachment. And then on June 19, or 3 days thereafter,
After
the
3 days,
ombudsman already conducted the preliminary investigation. So this is quite
rare.
unusual. But of course, we welcome this development, considering that last November, the ombudsman had a different perspective. Because I believe that the ombudsman last November made a statement that parang he did not see any wrongful act on the part of the vice president to merit any investigation. And now, considering that the ombudsman is already acting based on the committee report, baka may nakikita na rin sila na violation. So, let's see. I do not want to speculate.
Baka may nakikita silang violation. Pero sa dami ng kaso ng mga Duterte na sinampa dyan, sila Pulong, sila Bongo, diba? Lahat binasura, diba? So what do you expect? Ngayon pa, habol pa. Naku, alam na this, galawan ng ombudsman.
Okay.
Let us give them the benefit of the doubt.
All right. So you want to give the ombudsman the benefit of the doubt. Attorney Laila De Lima says she is, I think she's worried in the sense that if the ombudsman dismisses it for lack of probable cause, instead of no jurisdiction, the defense will be using the ombudsman's decision for their defense.
Possible.
Well, Karen, kasi iba naman ang you don't see the impeachment complaint and the case that was being tried before the office of the ombudsman as the same. Magkaiba po kasi yan. Because doon po sa impeachment complaint, what is being inquired into is the conduct of the public official. Unlike dun sa ombudsman, the criminal offense. So magkaiba po yung doon nga po sa criminal offense, kailangan po diyan if you're going if you're going to look at it, ang guilt beyond reasonable doubt ang kailangan mong tingnan diyan unlike dito sa impeachment complaint. So medyo sa tingin ko hindi naman siguro. But of course, But
do you agree the strongest case that the prosecution has against the vice president would be technically the use of confidential funds? That would be the strongest. Am I right?
I think there are 4.
That are strong.
4.
So
I
what
believe.
do you think would they be? The use of confidential funds or the misuse? What else?
Yung Article 1 pa lang yung threat niya sa presidente,
Okay.
kakaiba na yun, di po ba?
The third-
Yung Article
the third-
2, yung confidential fund.
Yeah.
Yung Article 3 is bribery.
Bribery.
Do you believe the bribery is
Si
strong?
Mercado yan, si
Yes,
Mercado.
because this concerns yung UK USEC Mercado, kay
Okay.
Catalan, at saka kay Osias. And then the Article 4, yung SALN.
Mm.
So
Okay.
if yung sa ano po kasi, yung sa
The sell-in, but would that mean that you will be opening in effect, or you will be submitting the supposed joint bank accounts of former President Duterte and Sara Duterte with supposedly 2 billion pesos in it? That would be in the fourth.
Yun
well,
yun,
that
yung
is
nilabas ni
the
Trillanes.
sa ano po yan eh, sa nakatoka po dun sa Article 4.
Okay.
So hindi po ako yung nakatoka dun eh.
Mm-mm. Kaya ko po ito tinatanong kasi marami naniniwala na yung confidential funds would be one of the strongest, right? Or if not the strongest. And that's what the ombudsman is now conducting a preliminary investigation on. And a possible dismissal for lack of probable cause might help the argument in the impeachment trial.
But that is only the committee report, dalawa lamang po ng articles doon sa impeachment complaint. There are 7 articles.
Mm.
So what about the other articles? So which we believe are equally strong.
Mm, mm. Now, the Senate president has said that he believes the 20th Congress, other than the Senate, the House, prosecutors have to recognize the impeachment again. And given the results of the 2025 midterm elections, do you believe there might be a possible change in support for the impeachment?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Why is
Because
that?
there are at least more than 80% of the members of the 19th Congress are re-elected. So I don't think so.
Mm-mm. Okay. At this point in time, you already have some naysayers saying this is the longest so far that the Philippines has had to wait for an impeachment trial. Are you still optimistic at this point that there will be a trial?
Of course,
Dapat
definitely.
lang, dapat
Dahil
lang.
at least in fairness to the impeachment court, they already submitted the summon. They already issued the summon to the vice president, for which the vice president already filed her answer. O kami naman po, we are given 5 days to submit our reply. So umuusad naman po.
Okay. On that note, I want to thank you for joining me today, sir. Thank you. Congressman Joel Chua. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Karen. It's an honor to be with you again.
Thank you. Never miss a story unlocked.
Salamat, Joel Chua, mga absat. Ayan. Last topic tayo, mga absat. Dito tayo kay Attorney Recto. Ayan. Pero syempre, bago yan, countdown muna tayo. Countdown. Sa mga bagong pasok, again, huwag kalimutan mag-like and subscribe.